back. Heidi, 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 Heidi. Hody, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Heidi, 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 ho. Poor man, poor man, poor
Hello and welcome to the Heidi Glaus Show, minus Heidi again today. She will be out today and all of next week. She is in Costa Rica on one of those alter travel vacations. She's been telling us about it for months and months. How many Bob's here? Josh and Bob, Connor on the board. Bob, how many listeners did she say signed up? I think like
30-something.
30-something.
Yeah, in the 30s.
Yeah, so she's probably leading a tour right now with a monkey, obviously.
There are spider monkeys all over her.
And then the sloth. The sloth confuses me. You know, how
You
are
mentioned
these?
that one time before that how do they survive? They don't move.
They don't move. You know, you think a jaguar could just jump up in the tree and pick them off one by one.
Yeah.
The panda.
Maybe
also.
they don't taste good.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Yeah, they're covered in that real coarse fur. But Costa Rica, it's on the bucket list. Pura Vida. Anyone who's been there before knows what that phrase means. It means living the pure life.
Huh.
That's kind of their
I've never heard
motto
that.
down there.
I've always lived La Vida Loca.
Yes,
That's the way I've always
the
done
crazy life. You and Ricky.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
That's how we roll.
I was going to say Ricky Nelson, but I know that's not it. Anyway, we've got a big show in Heidi's absence, so don't worry. We've got it under control. Mike Ward is going to come in and make sure that we don't drive this thing completely off the cliff.
So we have plenty of beverages.
4:20, that's Mike Ward on wine. And the 3 o'clock, Peter Haralambous from ABC is going to join us. The Epstein emails, 1,000. When they release 20,000 emails, who sits down and reads them all? Are we getting cherry picked? And is there a board? If somebody stole your email, Bob, would they be bored to tears?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine.
Just from knowing me this little while, you would say, yeah, I'd be very boring.
Yeah, nothing hot and wild's going on in my email address.
No.
So we'll see what's in the Epstein emails. McGraw, of all people, is going to swing in here. In the
McGraw
3 o'clock hour.
Millhaven?
McGraw Millhaven.
He's a superstar.
He's got
in radio.
An announcement to make, and this will be interesting. There's a McGraw announcement, so we'll get
I guess I'll be taking over the morning show.
Yeah. Sad to miss you. Sad to miss you, Bob.
Have you ever worked the morning shift on a regular basis?
No.
It's awful.
I don't envy anybody who does
awful.
it. And McGraw is not like one of the TV people. He starts at 6 and he rolls in here at 6. But the TV people, they get there at like 2 a.m. That's nuts.
Hair and makeup, which McGraw clearly doesn't use.
Now that we have YouTube TV, they can tell if you watch us on the YouTube channel or on Facebook. You can tell we don't use makeup here, especially not at 6 a.m. in the morning. Alex Stone at 4:50 is going to talk about the air traffic controllers. They're finally getting paid again, so that is good news.
Yeah, we'd mentioned yesterday, Christy Noam said for those with exemplary service during the shutdown, they were getting $10,000 bonuses. So that's nice.
And there was a photo op. She was handing the checks out. I'd love to have that check.
They should have done it the PGA style with the big checks.
With the big check. Get the big check. And everyone gets to take
Wouldn't
the
that kind of
picture
fit
with
the administration?
Yeah, it would. They're showmen. And speaking of air traffic controllers, there's a school in Queens, one of 8 in the country, that actually trains air traffic controllers. So they tell us that they're short, 3,000 across the country. Well, how would we ever make up the difference? Well, we got to train new ones, and we've got to entice people to take the program and become air traffic controllers. So it sounds like a pretty great job. And you get to retire at, 56?
56 mandatory retirement.
I mean, can I sign up now, and work for the next 12 years?
You get a few years in.
Brendan Weesey with sports.
I don't like you handling the stress.
You don't think I could do it?
Well, I wouldn't put it in that harsh a term. I don't want you to be stressed out. I'm not sure that's your forte.
Stress doesn't. I don't get stressed. I'm cool as a cucumber.
Really?
I don't get bothered. I don't get anything. Pretty even keel.
Bewitched, bothered, bewildered.
Sometimes I get bewitched.
Okay.
Depending on who it is that walks through that door. But that's the show today. It's going to be a fun one, so stick around with us, and you can always join us on the text line, 84126, the Heidi Show text line, 84126, or you know what? We've got phones that work. Give us a call, 314-931.
They're working now?
5877. They've repaired them. Since the McGraw Show, they have repaired them, and you can make a phone call right now and talk to us. Here's something that I know that you're going to be bothered with, Bob. We'll see if Connor's bothered by this. I know Heidi, if she were here, she'd be bothered by this. But it's almost undeniable that today, Friday, November 14th, it is quite acceptable, if not a little belated, to be putting up your Christmas decorations. I drove and got lunch today. We went to Joya's. I drove past Worldwide Technology, Fortune 100 company, I think, 200 at least. They've got all their Christmas decorations up. Here in Westport.
Everywhere.
Out in the hallways.
They're
the trees
lovely.
are up.
They're lovely.
Out in the midway out here.
It's too soon.
The tree is up. It is time, people.
No,
Get
it's
on
not.
board.
It's not a time.
It's going to be in the 70s this weekend.
That's not Christmas
If
weather.
I don't see people out on ladders, that's your problem.
It's not happening.
I know that your wife is...
For every season, turn.
Your wife is actually somewhat militant on this.
Yes.
Her response last week when she found out that I was putting my Christmas... I was actually quite scared.
Yeah, you should be. So our tradition is we get our tree every Black Friday. That's when we get our tree, the day after Thanksgiving. Christmas doesn't start till the Thanksgiving table is cleared, actually being cleared. We finished eating. Oh, yeah, we'll stuff our faces in pie all night. But dinner's over. We go to the stereo, turn on Christmas music. That's when Christmas starts, after Thanksgiving dinner.
And I think, ironically, that Christmas music has probably been on for the last 3 weeks. Can we do a check, Connor, to see if the Christmas station is up and running? I haven't punched the button on my dial.
It's funny going back, 15, maybe longer than that, when All Sports started on FM. I was part of that group, but that station they just played Christmas music, and that was it. It was all automated. Then they went to Sports Talk, but Billiken basketball started before the format switch. So it's Christmas music all day, and then, hello again, everybody, and blah, blah. There was no way it fit. People were, I'm dreaming of, here come the Billikens. They're going, what the hell is going on?
Got it. That's pretty funny.
It was weird.
But we are going to decorate this weekend in earnest. If not fully, then we're going to get as much stuff up as we can. And I know my wife is going to want to shop for more stuff. Here's the problem. With tariffs being what they are, nearly all mass market Christmas decorations come from China. U.S. importers, and they're made overseas. That means that your Christmas lights, if you're buying new ones, might cost 63% more than they did last year. Christmas trees are going up 10 to 20%. And someone has estimated that an $800 fake Christmas tree made in China could cost close to $3,000 if it was made in the U.S.
I have two words for you. Buy American.
And
eventually, it'll balance out.
That's the trouble. That he said, if you buy this tree in America, it will cost you close to triple, if not more, for the American version. So we will have to see how long it will take for the fake Christmas tree industry to ramp up here in this country. But the Christmas decorations this year might be a little bit more expensive if you don't already have them. I know we always add stuff every year. You put them all up and then you take a look around and you say, what more can I add to this?
we don't do it at a high level. When we're out and about traveling, maybe an occasional ornament. We'll add
yeah.
one or two ornaments, but that's about it.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got to get rid of ornaments. We've got too many.
You've got to get rid of them.
Yeah, we're way too many.
Okay. Well, don't throw out the ones that the kids made.
No. I'm just a lot of the generic ones, the red ball, the gold ball, we'll probably move them on.
Over on the text line, someone said, please tell me again what time is McGraw going to be on to make his big announcement at about 3:30. So give it about 10 minutes. Someone says,
you can't hang with us for 10 more minutes?
Yeah. No, they said they'll be here for the whole show.
Oh, very nice.
They just want to know.
They want to be sure. Okay.
Want to make sure they don't.
I'm sorry. I was a little mean.
Run out into the store real quick. Someone said the Christmas station is already playing Christmas music. Is that confirmed, Connor?
Yeah, I can confirm that.
You confirmed it.
Yep.
Independent sources have confirmed.
Yes.
Someone says my mom starts listening to Christmas music after Halloween.
Yeah. Why is America dumping on Thanksgiving?
I actually think now is the time. I'm reversing course.
Thank you, Connor.
I think as long as you just let a couple weeks go by and then you can do it. As long as it's, I don't need to wait till Thanksgiving, but I just don't want it right after Halloween.
So, you're at the Thanksgiving table. You want Christmas decorations all around you?
Well, I don't really do anything inside the house. So
it's
it doesn't
irrelevant.
affect me.
It doesn't affect
but I
you
like
at all.
seeing the lights.
Okay.
The lights are, everyone likes seeing the lights. In fact,
You
we should have
know-
year-round lights, I think.
A lot of people out in Newtown do, and they'll just change it to be Cardinals colors or St. Louis City color or whatever.
That's what the redneck woman does.
Gretchen Wilson opened Pocahontas.
Lives her Christmas lights on the porch all year long.
All year long. On the text line, it's too much work to decorate just to wait until Thanksgiving. Decorating tomorrow to enjoy the lights a little longer. That's kind of why I do it, if we're going to put all this stuff up.
Well, let's just go to White Castle for Thanksgiving dinner then.
I really want to enjoy it. Your point is made, Bob.
Maybe they have turkey sliders, Bob.
It would be kind of weird.
You're an idea man.
Yeah.
Would be kind of weird to have Thanksgiving dinner with the tree in the background. But maybe I'll put it up on Black Friday.
No, I think you should just do it now.
I'll have the light. I'm going to ask my wife. Let me text her in the commercial break. We're going to go to break here in just a second. I'm going to text my wife and say, are we putting the tree up? Because I know we're getting the lights and all the poinsettias and the inflatables, digging those out of the garage. I know we're going to get those up. But
You're going really all out then.
I'm doing it all. It's going to be in the 70s. That's ladder weather.
Do you have like the light show thing that like projects onto the side of the house? Have you seen
No,
that?
my
Is that
brother's
coming, though?
Yeah, my brother's got one of those.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything because I know that many of our listeners probably do have that. I don't care for it.
Oh,
I don't mind them.
okay.
I don't
You
mind
don't
them.
you don't like that one.
No,
That's where you draw the line.
But there is some guy in our neighborhood that when you pull up, it says, tune in to 93.5 or whatever,
Right.
some off
For
station.
the duration of the house.
And you can see the light show with the music.
Music.
Yeah. That's a bit much.
That's intense.
Yeah. I don't think I have the bandwidth for that. But
You're just gonna put out a sign that says "Tune in to 550."
Well,
yeah.
There's no light show. Just tune in.
Just tune in.
here's my thing to all of you people.
Yeah.
You're not hurting anyone. It makes you feel good, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay. I will have everything up by this weekend, and I'll send you guys pictures.
I'm
and
not interested.
I'll post one up on Facebook. and
Don't
let you
send it
guys-
till Black Friday.
I'll tell you on Monday how it all went. But could you program the light show to Bob and Connor and I talking? Wouldn't that be funny?
Wouldn't be much of a light show.
No.
That would be great. All right, it is 3:20. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to check traffic, and McGraw's going to come in and give us a big announcement because something major just happened, and we want to hear it from the horse's mouth. It is the Heidi Glaus Show on a Friday, November 14th. Merry Christmas, everyone.
How do you separate estate planning from elder law? You don't, because they're so intertwined. Let's face it, we're all getting older, and you need to make these decisions today, whether it's for your parents, for yourself, or for future generations. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Caroline Stolzer have been navigating these important decisions for more than 50 years. Beck, Lennox, Stolzer, estate planning, and elder law. Call them. 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com. You can thank me later.
Join the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra for Disney's The Lion King in Concert. Experience the original animated classic roaring from the big screen as your SLSO performs Hans Zimmer's Oscar-winning score live. Follow Simba as he journeys from a wide-eyed cub to his destined role as King of the Pride Lands, featuring unforgettable music from Elton John and lyricist Tim Rice, November 15th and 16th. Tickets at slso.org. Presentation licensed by Disney Concerts.
Scott, remember when the Queen of Carpet and the Princess of Pile were flying around the arch selling flooring?
Andrea, that was the Queen of Carpet and the Princess of Tile.
Oh, that's right. But we don't need shtick here at Best Buy Flooring.
That's right, because our in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile are already at low, low prices.
Come see us at our 3 area locations, North County, South County, and Metro East. Open 7 days a week.
Plus, free financing on approved credit. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Oakville Equipment for a test drive to see their full line of Kubota tractors. You can also visit them at oakvilleequipment.com.
I'm Bob Hardcastle. Listen to my Money Talk radio program every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. on the Big 550, where we discuss your money in an easy-to-understand manner. We have interesting guests, chat about money. We try to help you feel more comfortable with your money by talking about the investment market. Join me. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Money Talk, Sunday morning at 8 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk about legacy. Yuengling, 196 years of brewing. Family owned for 6 generations. That's elite. That's first ballot Hall of Fame status. But even the legends evolve. So meet the next generation of light beer. Flight, just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. This isn't some watered no flavor regret in a can beer. Flight is crisp, clean, and actually tastes like beer. It's time to level up, St. Louis. Flight from Yuengling. TG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
This November, the Black Friday sale is all month long at Byerly RV. Get special pricing on select new and used RVs and find the perfect fit for your next adventure. Buy now and enjoy free storage until April 26th so your RV is ready when you are. With no payments until 2026 with approved credit, there's never been a better time to buy. The Byerly RV Black Friday sale runs all month long, but the best deals won't last. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka or shop online at ByerlyRV.com today.
When you go and get your car washed, do you really care which car wash you go to? Yes, because not all car washes are created equal. Country Club Car Wash is the local family-owned and family-operated car wash since 1989. All these other ones that are popping up, they're all run by out-of-town hedge funds. Keep it local. Keep it great. Touchless car washes, no brushes, inside and out. 5 area locations, Country Club Car Wash, or cccwstl.com.
Health insurance can feel complicated, but Medica health plans are different. See, we're nonprofit, which means people first, not shareholders. And we're right here in St. Louis with affordable plans for local care you trust. Your doctors, your hospitals, to help you feel your best. With Medica, your health coverage can feel a bit simpler. And now, we're here for you. Medica Health Plans. You're not just covered, you're cared for.
Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Getting your weekday started the St. Louis way. It's the McGraw Show.
It's Carl the intern. I hope everyone had a great weekend Monday on the McGraw Show. You heard about his big announcement. We'll dive deeper into that. And Mike England from St. Mary's about their sports controversy.
McGraw, Millhaven, Rose Dalton, and Carl the intern. Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Right here on your hometown station, the Big 550, KTRS. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550, KTRS.
Take a look at traffic at 327. Captain Paul Kopsky in the KTRS Traffic Center.
Josh, the latest is an accident on 270 north at 70 with a stop and go back up to Dorset. There's road work on 74 or 64 west between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic jammed back to Route 4. And 64 west is crowded from 364 to the 6470 interchange. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I know he doesn't use it anymore, but that song will forever mean that the 9 a.m. hour of the McGraw-Millhaven show is starting up.
I had no idea you guys had such an affinity for that song.
I mean, it was your theme song for 10-plus years, and then during the pandemic, for whatever reason, you switched to Chicago. Does anybody know what time it is?
Yeah.
Why'd you switch?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It used to be John Cougar Mellencamp's "I Need a Woman Who Won't Drive Me Crazy."
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a message.
With the piano.
then I realized it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then Average White. I didn't know. Do you guys like the Average White Band, or do you like the song with? I mean, what's about the song that you love?
It's not that we love it. It's just
got the funk.
We just associate it with you.
Yeah.
I don't know any other songs by them.
I don't know either.
That's just the
What's
one.
weird is you hear it out somewhere else, other than you're just like, oh my goodness, that's
my song.
At the grocery
it's weird
store.
how music can do that.
It used to be. It's on Swingers, the movie with
Yes.
Vince Vaughn and
yes, the whole long shot, the
yes.
whole Martin Scorsese ode to the long shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Average White Band does a version of Work to Do. They're out there. They're a swinging brass, heavy, whatever. So why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes, it
What's
is
going on?
3:30 on a Friday.
My car broke down.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that was last week.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So you joined us last week in the afternoon because your car broke down, but now you're here with an announcement.
Do you want me to announce it, or you want to announce it?
Oh, I don't have the press release in front of me, so it was announced earlier today.
It was announced earlier today that Westwood One has hired me to take over the Larry King, Jim Bohannon show.
So
that is wild. Congratulations,
Well,
first of all.
Thank you. Jim Bohannon died 2 years ago, and this Rich Valdez has been hosting the show, and he's been doing it overnights here on KTRS. And so they made the announcement this morning. This has sort of been in the works. We've been talking all summer long, and so they made the announcement today that I'll be taking over December 1st.
So, not to get too deep into your business, but it affects our listeners. But what was the very first contact? Hey, McGraw, what are you doing? And or were you going?
That was
guys,
a little creepy.
Guys, I need more money. I need something. I mean, how did it start?
Well, so first of all, let me say that I'm not leaving the morning show. I'm still going to continue to do the morning show.
That's huge. That's big. 6 to 10 will not change.
6 to 10 will not change. That is correct. And they are nice enough to build me a studio in my house. So I'll be doing the show from my house.
The nighttime show.
Then you hit the hay as soon as it's over.
And then I go to bed, right, and then get up in the morning and then come do the morning show. I filled in for Jim a couple times along the last couple of years. And Jim Bohannon, what a nice man he was. And he took over for Larry King. And I listened to these guys, as all of us radiophiles do, right? You listen when you're in junior high. And I tried to call the show and got too nervous and too scared, so I'd hang up and wouldn't, and then I finally said, stop trying to call in. You're not enjoying the show anymore. You're driving yourself crazy. So I stopped trying to call in. And
McGraw-Millhaven, why the book?
Long Island, New York, hello. And so and then I met Jim, and he was always very nice to me, and they asked me to fill in a couple times, and I was always like, boy, I wonder if Jim ever retired, and so they decided to go in a different direction, and then they reached out to me right after the tornadoes in the spring. And said, do you know of anybody who would be interested? And I said something along the lines of, well, I'd be interested. And I said early on, I said, if I could continue to, if I could stay in St. Louis and still do the morning show, I'd be happy to sort of talk to you about it. And they said, you would? And I said, sure. And so that started the process. And corporate radio being what it is, I heard back from them 4 months later.
Right.
After that, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty typical, right?
And they said, can you start yesterday? No, so I mean, we had conversations, and I met them all, you know, and numerous conversations about what kind of show do you want to do, and where's radio going, and what do you think, and so it's, you know, it's 260 radio stations around the country that carries the show. Yeah, so it's coast to coast, and you know, we air it here overnights, which they're going to now bump up to sort of nighttime after the sports guys. And you know, they were like, what do you want to do? What kind of show do you want to do? How do you want to do it? And so we had these questions back and forth, and ultimately they asked me, and I went into the management here, and management said, if you want to do it, we are behind you 300%. So management couldn't have been any nicer and better, and the Dorseys have been great to me. So we said, let's do it. I mean, I couldn't say no. It's, you know.
Yeah.
It's like somebody offering you a play-by-play gig that you know, I mean, you just you can't say no.
Big league job. Yeah.
No, it's
so. What kind of show do you want to do, and do you think it would be a departure from what you do here?
So it's not like I'm going to be an electrician in the evening and a plumber in the morning, right? I mean, it's all talk. But what I think late night conversation is at its best is not throwing tomatoes at each other. Not, you know, it's I can only be me, right? So it's going to be the show, but a lot of featured guests, a lot of interesting conversations, a lot of laid back late night talk. You have time to sort of spread your legs a little bit. It's not going to be traffic and weather every 10 minutes, more of the 9 o'clock hour. But we'll do featured guests, a couple book authors, open phones. So there'll be an hour. It's 3 hours a night, so it'll be open phones, one hour. News, not politics, right? But news. And, you know, it's because it's Westwood One, you have access to all these reporters and anchors and newsrooms all across the country. If, you know, something's going on in Phoenix, Arizona, you can get the person there.
Somebody. Yeah.
Something's going on in Minneapolis, you can get somebody there. Something's going on in New York, something's going on in Tokyo or whatever. You can sort of break it down. And then an hour of open phones. And, you know, west of the Rockies, you're on the air and just, you know, see who calls up.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob has said it. I didn't get a chance to say it. Congratulations. Somebody on the text line said, McGraw better not be leaving the morning show. You're not.
Not leaving the morning show.
We'll lock him in.
No,
this is just in addition to everything. And I know that our listeners, they listen all throughout the day.
Yeah.
All throughout the night, because we'll get texts in the afternoon about what they were doing at night when Jim Bohannon was doing it and when Rich Valdez was doing it. So I know that everybody still listens. So it's going to be fun to hear McGraw do a network nationwide show here from the Big 550 KTRS. Is it going to be easy for you to separate your St. Louis stuff?
You know, that's a good. You know, it's a good question.
I'm going to ask the question before the texters do. How are you going to stay away from the illegal gambling machines?
Well, there are illegal gambling machines all over the country. Okay, especially in Minneapolis.
Very true.
No, it's actually a good question because, you know, if you say, "Hey, broadcasting from the middle of the country," somebody in New York's like, "Well, what do I care? You're a country bumpkin, right?" Type of deal. So doing a national show is a little bit different in that way.
But the thing that is great for you is you grew up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then you've lived in the Midwest and in St. Louis.
Right.
And so you kind of got a feel for all of those things.
So they're more full of it in New York than they are here in St. Louis. So, you know, I ultimately, a radio show survives on how good of a conversation you have. And I think the people, you know, it's like, you know, when politicians say, oh, voters don't like rich people. No, they don't mind rich people. They just don't want rich people pretending not to be rich, right?
Right.
Right.
Very true.
And so I'm not going to try and pretend to be something I'm not. I'm sure I'm going to get the time wrong. I'm sure I'm going to butcher people's names. And I'm gonna be me. And, you know, that's who I am. And all my foibles and mistakes and, you know, it's radio at its best is just natural conversation.
A lot of people are saying congratulations on the text line, 84126. When will this start?
So 2 weeks, December 1st will be the first night. Yeah.
Somebody said now I get to hear the wrong time once in the morning and once at night.
That's not funny. I don't find
You
that.
don't find that
I don't
funny?
find that funny
No,
at all.
That is
At
fair.
all.
So,
At
not
all.
to get too deep inside baseball, what are you going to do for producers and getting guests and all those things?
Great question. So, again, Westwood One couldn't have been any more gracious and said to me, what do you want to do with producers? And I said, what are Jim Bohannon's producers doing? And they said, they're still here. They're still in the fold.
And
we
you
still
liked
have
being
them.
around them before.
And just the little bit I was around them, and I had a meeting with them today, and I said, look, guys, I said, you know where the bodies are buried. You have the institutional memory. And you know, Josh knows, and people in radio know that you don't make wholesale changes, right? You don't throw everybody out because that's... If somebody comes in and says, let me show you how to do radio, you last 3 weeks.
That's right. They'll make the same mistakes that the institutional ones made 10 years ago.
Right. We all know what happened when Al Brady Law came in and fired everybody. So I didn't, early on, I was like, I want to lean on Jim's people, and I want to do it. I can't be Jim Bohannon, but these guys know. Imagine the Rolodex Jim Bohannon's producers have.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I said, I'm going to end up doing it my way, but I want these guys to sort of show me and teach me and explain to me how Jim did it, and we'll do it Jim's way or my way, but they'll be there. And I told them this morning, I said, guys, I'm going to lean on you. You guys are the professionals, and I'm coming in new, so let's sort of figure this out together. And they couldn't have been any nicer, couldn't have been any more engaged. So they've got producers that I'll be talking with throughout the day, and then they have a line producer and a board op and all that type of stuff. So Westwood One couldn't have been any more professional and gracious and kind and everything else.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
that was really sweet.
While we're spitting about radio here, we get great interviews from time to time in the afternoon. We don't really get phone calls. We ask them to call, but they're not trained to call in the afternoon like they are in the 9 o'clock hour. What do people like about radio? They love the great interviews. They love the great book authors, but I think they also love to just hear us talk. And I think they love to hear the callers talk.
Well, I think they like us or like a certain show because they know us, and nothing. It's so cliche. But why do you go to the bar? You go to the bar because you like the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the bar because hey, Joey's here. I
Your
love
neighbors
Joey.
are there, or
right,
whatever.
Your neighbors
yeah.
are there. You're sitting there, and what do you talk about? You talk about the game last night, or man, that traffic on 40 was a nightmare, or boy, did you see the anchor on Channel 5? What an idiot she is, and or whatever. Right? I mean, you end up talking to your friends about whatever it is, and people often say, and I my philosophy in radio is yes, we have to show prep and know what we're going to talk about and all these things, but there's also an element of you can over prepare for an interview and or a conversation, because some of the best conversations happen while you're sitting on a park bench and you end up talking to a stranger and you end up having a wonderful conversation.
Turns out it's Forrest Gump.
Right. And you didn't do any show prep for that. I didn't have any notes, and I didn't know what I was going to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up having a nice conversation with this woman I met on a bus. And so the art of conversation, and once they know you, I mean, look, I know I'm smart enough to know that not everybody who listens likes me, but they listen because they tolerate me. And Millhaven's full of it, but I like it when he's full of it, or I don't like him when he does this, or I like Josh when he does that, but I hate it when a Rammer does this, whatever, right? I mean, but I have sisters that I can't stand, but I still love them. And so I think it's the art of the conversation.
Yes.
And the radio is one of the only places left where it's not scripted. And TV, network news, all of those things are scripted and overly scripted, and even reality shows are scripted.
Yep.
I mean, this is the one last bastion of natural conversation. And I'll say this, the podcasters, we run circles around the podcasters. They're trying really hard. Everyone's, podcasting. We invented podcasting 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is podcasting.
Yeah.
And so radio, they've tried to kill it 100 different ways, but they can't, because it's just, when done right, it's just too good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. My favorite meme, somebody tweeted out years ago, and they said, it would be really cool if somebody could do like a live podcast to give like up-to-date news as it's happening.
I wonder what we would call that.
Somebody replied and said, "Dude, that's called radio."
Where was I was watching the Sex
Oh,
and
radio.
Sex and the City, and Carrie Bradshaw. I was doing a podcast, and she took a phone call. And I'm like, well, this is the dumbest thing in the world. And someone's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you can't take a phone call on a podcast. No. Oh, I never thought of that. It was like, so they were literally doing AM radio on the hip, Sex and the City.
Yeah.
So
somebody said, so McGraw won't be going to Joe's on Friday nights anymore.
No, but I might be doing the show from Joe's on Friday nights.
That'll be fun.
The show starts at 8, so I can go to Joe's early.
Yeah, okay.
I can get the Frank Sinatra in early at Joe's.
And somebody is wondering, they said, McGraw, you'll be awesome, but please don't burn yourself out. That's a concern for me.
So, wait a minute. You said something about time. What time does your show literally start taping?
So I will air the Westwood One show at 8 p.m. to 11.
Oh. So, because I was thinking it was going to be like 11 to 2 or something.
No.
Well, you'll get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I'll go up, since I'm doing it from my house, I can go upstairs and go to bed, and then get up because the morning show starts at 6, which isn't too bad at all.
And
and then all day I can pick up Emerson, and we can have dinner and put her to bed and all that type of stuff, and then I can go down and I'll have time to take a nap in the afternoon, and so I'm relatively confident I can do this.
And so on Westwood One and the 260 stations that you'll be on, some take it live and some take it taped. All the above.
Yeah. So any number of sort of ways, right?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on someone's right. So we have the Mizzou game, whatever night. So it'll be preempted or whatever. Yes, it's a varying degrees of.
And this might be the perfect example. When's our sports usually at 9?
9 o'clock.
So you would come on here at 9.
So, right, the way it's going to work here is I think I'm going to start, right, I'll be 9 here. And when we were talking about this the other day, I think it hasn't been fully vetted out, but they're going to move me up so they'll be as live as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like if sports goes long, they'll put the first hour at the end, but then I'll do live the next 2 hours, so we can sort of massage it a little bit like that. Yeah.
And
so maybe my third hour will be the second hour on KTRS.
And so all of your affiliates will do something similar depending on their local programming.
Yeah. But what I found out today, which was really interesting, is that all these radio stations, they are really, really like the fact that it will be live. They like it live. And so they were like, Westwood One's like, we promote, we want live. We don't want recorded. We want live, and to give the affiliates the option.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So that'll be really cool, and it'll start December 1.
December 1. That is correct.
December 1st. That's Finn's birthday.
Hey, how about that?
All right, so congratulations, McGraw. Before we get you out of here, though, I got to ask you, we've got a interview coming up in the 5 o'clock hour.
Oh, by the way, this is why I couldn't do Light Up Glennon.
Yes, we deduced that.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Gotcha.
McGraw's going to be working that night.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Vaughn College in
Vaughn?
Vaughn?
V-A-U-G-H?
In Brooklyn, the Bronx?
It's in Queens. Yeah, Vaughn College in Queens. They are training the new batch of air traffic controllers. There's 8 schools that have gotten the approval from the FAA to train air traffic controllers.
Vaughn, have not heard of them.
It was probably on the train ride into the city.
Probably on the train ride while I was being a derelict listening to the radio.
Yeah. So
I have a final story for you, Rammer. You'll appreciate this. So, of course, this was all hush hush, and I couldn't tell anybody, and I could only tell the people I had to tell, and so I had to tell Josh because we were talking about moving the times and whatever else, and so. A couple weeks ago, I sit Josh down. I was like, "Hey, Josh, let me fill you in on something." And Josh was very appreciative and very nice. And we talked about radio and everything else. So as I was leaving, Josh says, "Hey, who's going to fill in for you when you go on vacation? Because I'm free at night." I was like, let me do one show before I start
looking for the big gig in the sky.
All boats rise, right? All boats rise.
And then I had a friend of mine say, if you're doing it December 1st and they're going to announce it on November 14th, I could fill in for you before you start. I'm like, you're not doing my show before
first.
I do my show.
No.
These coattails have gotten longer, McGraw.
Holy mackerel! I'm everybody's
Some
friend.
handles onto them.
Everybody's reaching out for them.
Yeah,
Well,
now they all like me. Now they're all friends with me.
right.
we are super happy for you, super proud for you.
No,
and
thank you.
Now we get
Thank
to
you.
listen to you at night
No,
as
thank
well.
you. It's KTRS has been KTRS is, the older we get and the more we travel down this road, KTRS is a special radio station,
Indeed.
family run, family operated. And you go around the country and you talk to these other radio people and you tell them how KTRS works. One, they don't believe you. Two, they don't quite understand how you're local all day long. How do you have producers and call screeners and 2 and 3 hosts to a show and how many lives do you do and what are you doing? And you don't care. We don't really care about that. And we don't really care about impressions and downloads. And we just care about good local radio.
Well, one more thing to add to that. And I know we're late, but I think it's important for our listeners to know. One of the great things about working here is the family atmosphere.
Yeah.
A lot of ball teams, everybody say, but it's true here.
Yeah.
It's really true. The atmosphere is as good, and I've been around.
Yeah.
As good as I've ever been around. Better.
Carl, my producer, said to me today, he was talking to radio people, and he said, you know what's great about KTRS? They have a Christmas party. And they were like, we haven't had Christmas parties since the 90s.
Yeah.
And then somebody said, and then Carl said, and your wives are invited. And they were like, what? Your spouses are
What
invited?
are they doing?
It's just like, I was like, really? There's places that don't have Christmas parties and your spouse isn't allowed? That's crazy.
Well, we are a small business, and we are a local business. So George Norrie got to start on the Big 550 KTRS, and soon people will be saying across the country, McGraw-Millhaven got to start.
They'll be saying, who's this idiot?
On 550, yeah. They say that about George, too, sometimes. All right, well, thanks, McGraw.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the invite.
And I guess we'll see you on Monday at 6 a.m.
There you go.
We'll see Captain Paul right now, though, and see how the roads are doing.
Josh, an accident on 270 North at 70 is causing a stop and go back up to Dorset. Close by, a crash on southbound 270 at Olive has been moved to the shoulder with traffic slow back to Page. There's road work on 64 West between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic backed up to Route 4. And 64 West is crowded from 364 to the 6470 interchange. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice. Not just for roast beef, they've got roasted turkey, hickory ham, and more. Try specialty sandwiches like the El Cubano, the Southwest Cheddar Melt, and the Cluckin' Hot Chicken Tender Sandwich. Stop by today. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
The Big 550 KTRS, it's Julie Buck, and I'm here with Jeff Zufall, the Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group. He's also the author of the #1 best-selling book on the new tax laws called Keep What's Yours. Jeff, while every business is susceptible to fraud, wouldn't you say that small businesses in particular need to be on high alert?
Thanks, Julie. Because small businesses have fewer resources than larger corporations, it's not uncommon for a small business to become a target of unscrupulous actors. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the new tax law and feel like you're paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and reduce your taxes.
Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524. That's 636-394-5524. Or go online, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Do you know why right now is the absolute best time to book your new patio or deck with my friends at Outdoor Living? Aside from being the best in town, these guys are really smart. They pay attention to market conditions, and they've stocked up on patio and deck supplies, including steel, all before these tariffs kicked in. So while their competitors' pricing has gone through the roof, prices have never been better at Outdoor Living. Now is the best time to call and book your summer job. Not to mention, these same competitors have sold out to large conglomerates and hedge funds. Pat Leahy and his team remain locally owned and operated, providing the best pricing and the best service in town. So, looking for a new deck or a new fence or anything outdoor? Outdoor Living, 314-966-DECK. That's 314-966-DECK. Or check them out online, Outdoor Living Inc., or check out their great showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, outdoorlivinginc.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Peter Haralambous from ABC is joining us. The Epstein emails were released just the other day. What's inside of them, and what has the response been from the Trump administration? Apparently, Pam Bondi's on the case looking into some other people. Peter, what's going on?
Yeah, this issue really heating up on Friday. Over the last 2 days, we've really seen an uproar in response to these emails, and President Donald Trump earlier today directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to open up an investigation looking into Epstein's relationship with folks like Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, and the bank, J.P. Morgan. Shortly after that, Pam Bondi said that the United States Attorney's Office here in New York is going to be taking over that investigation, despite the fact that just months ago, the Department of Justice said that there was really not enough evidence to support an investigation into anyone else.
Yeah, so Peter, that's the thing. And whether you want to take everybody down, which is, hey, find a pedophile, throw him in jail. I'm good with that. I don't care who it is, but so long as it's not cherry picked. And then also, I don't know how emails provide proof, but it will be interesting to see and sort of follow this investigation.
That's exactly right. And if anything, it gives new legs to this entire issue. It's a matter that the Trump administration thought would go away after the summer, but it's really sticking around. And in this case, they're trying to flip the script a little bit by putting some more pressure and highlighting the actions of Democrats. It's also going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with Congress. There's now enough support, at least within the House of Representatives, to sign that discharge petition, which would allow these documents to get released, assuming that it would get support from the president and the Senate. We'll have to see, though, if the Senate Republicans and if the president are willing to sign that petition as well.
That's the weirdest, wildest part about this whole thing. The House, they seem poised to pass it. The Senate, who knows if they can get enough support. But then it goes to Trump himself, and he's got to sign off on this thing. Is there any other route to go? And boy, wouldn't that be weird if it got to his desk and he said no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's two big options that come out of this. One is that somehow there is a 2/3 majority to override a potential veto from President Trump. He has by no means suggested he would support this. If anything, his administration has taken really aggressive action to prevent this discharge petition from getting enough support. For example, they dragged Lauren Boebert, the congresswoman, into the Situation Room earlier this week to try to convince her out of supporting this petition. They really don't want this to go through. But if that's the case and the president gets it on his desk and he vetoes it, theoretically, there could be a kind of an override if there's bipartisan support. Alternatively, we could see what happens over the last few days, where those documents that really caused an uproar, those came from the Epstein estate, not the Department of Justice. So theoretically, the Epstein estate might produce a bit more materials and kind of provide a kind of a de facto Epstein document dump.
It's not my intent, Peter, to pull you into my demented world of conspiracy theories.
Sure.
But to me, this whole deal reminds me of Doge and the fraud and abuse stuff, and it kind of went away, and it's because everybody's on the take. And everybody who knew Epstein is under suspicion. And so why don't they go after it? Because then you got to take everybody down. So there's my weird conspiracy theory.
I mean, and I think to be fair, when you look at these documents, certainly they don't look good for President Trump.
No.
But they don't look good for a lot of people,
right,
including Democrats. It's the kind of thing that, has for a long time raised skepticism, raised concerns about, who is motivated here. And, to be fair, when you look at these documents across the board, it's not like these documents are objectively bad for one party or the other.
Yeah.
There's material in these that are compromising to people across the political spectrum.
The suspicious thing for me is always the double talk. It's the Department of Justice saying, case closed, there's nothing more to see here. And then, as you say, they say, oh, well, we're going to investigate all these other people now. I thought you said the case was closed. When they say they don't have the missing minute from the jail room, and then they say, oh, we found it. It was, it was down with my car keys at, at the bottom of my purse. It's just so weird how many different versions we're getting from the same people.
Yeah, and especially from Pam Bondi, who, of course, has faced a lot of criticism for her handling of this issue. You know, she was the one who vowed transparency. She was the one who talked about the Epstein files being on her desk. And she was the one who ultimately came to the conclusion that it would be inappropriate to release them. She's the person today that is, you know, directing the U.S. Attorney in New York to open up this investigation. Again, this is at the orders of Trump, but still, she's the one who a few months ago said that, quote, we did not uncover evidence that would predicate an investigation into third parties. But despite that conclusion, she's authorizing an investigation into third parties.
And third parties, yeah. Is Bill Clinton or any of these other business leaders, are they mentioned in these emails?
Clinton comes up and kind of being mentioned by other people, though, you know, and Trump certainly has talked a lot about Clinton and his relationship. There's certainly stuff about, for example, Larry Summers, the former cabinet official turned president of Harvard University. But in terms of the Clinton relationship, you know, here's what we know. We know that that Clinton traveled on Epstein's plane a bunch of times between 2002 and 2003. But we also know that both Clinton, Maxwell, and Jeffrey Epstein, each of them have said that Clinton has never visited the Epstein's islands, his private island. So, you know, there isn't that much new information on Clinton here, though kind of the extent of their relationship, the fact that, you know, that Clinton used that plane, you know, for dozens of legs of those international trips has drawn healthy skepticism and concern.
And Lauren Boebert being called to the White House, not to the Oval Office, but to the Situation Room. That seems real serious. Has she responded at all, whether she's going to fold or still hold strong?
Yeah, she is still holding strong. That very intense meeting, being called to the Situation Room, did not change her mind. After that, she thanked the administration for kind of their efforts, but at the end of the day, she's sticking by her decision to support this discharge petition. And really, this is a fracturing of the Republican Party we really haven't seen before since the president took office this time around. And it's interesting to see how something as kind of rogue an issue as Epstein, right? This is not the kind of issue that, you know, comes up in pollings ahead of presidential election as an issue that drives voters, how it's really tearing apart the Republican Party, it seems.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, thanks for the update. And I'm with Bob. Shine a light on all of it and let them all come to the surface. So thank you so much, Peter. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good one.
This holiday, give the gift that lasts all season long. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now, starting at 5, 6, and 10 games. All packs include 2026's top games and favorite giveaways. Backed by popular demand, choose from the opening day pack or the bobblehead pack. Check out the Cubs pack, weekend pack, or apparel pack. There's a pack for everyone. Find your perfect gift right now at cardinals.com/tickets.
And that's grounded up the middle. Diving play. Mason Wynn to his feet. He throws. He got him.
Busch Stadium isn't just a ballpark. It's where St. Louis comes alive. It's where every pitch matters and every cheer feels like home. Season tickets put you right at the heart of it all. And now there's a new way to be all in. Introducing 20-game season ticket plans. Get all the season ticket benefits with more flexibility than ever. Don't miss your chance to own your piece of 2026. Learn more at cardinals.com/tickets.
The Big 550.
KTRS, St.
Summers
Louis.
and other Democrats. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she's assigned a prosecutor to take the lead. It comes as the House is set to take up a vote next week to compel the DOJ to release the full Epstein files from its investigation into the convicted sex offender before he died by suicide, awaiting his federal trial. Here's ABC's Catherine Folders.
It does raise the question why the White House and the Justice Department are being so hesitant to release all of the other files that are in the Department of Justice possession, if they really do think that none of these files in this separate tranche of documents show that the president did nothing wrong, as the White House would say.
Outside Chicago, today's weekly protests at the Broadview ICE detention facility escalating. Broadview's mayor says police arrested 21 people and 4 law enforcement personnel were also injured. In Northern California, Oakland police announcing the death of coach and athletic director John Beam. He was shot yesterday at Laney College. Frederick Chavis, police chief of Piedmont, is Oakland's former deputy police chief.
John was so much more than a coach.
He was a father figure to thousands of not only men, but young women in our community.
Police identifying the suspect in custody as Cedric Irving Jr. and say the shooting appears to be targeted. A powerful storm bringing heavy rain to the West Coast and triggering evacuations in Southern California due to the risks of flooding and mudslides. ABC's Melissa Adon is in Los Angeles.
For those residents that are specifically in burn-scarred communities, there are evacuation warnings in place. So already city and county officials from here in Los Angeles County over in Ventura County as well have put out those evacuation warnings for folks to get out, if possible, ahead before anything gets worse.
And tonight's Mega Millions jackpot up to $980 million. You're listening to ABC News.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment. You fill out a health questionnaire form. You get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine-based. It's all done from your home. And then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners. And then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties. I want to buy your home. Any property, any condition, and always as is. I will pay top dollar with no contingencies and no inspections. You walk away with cash. So don't waste time and money making repairs and paying real estate commissions. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Or go to robankproperties.com. That's ROBANG properties.com.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. The NTSB has released a preliminary report on the helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 4 family members of Illinois gubernatorial candidate Darren Bailey. According to the NTSB, the helicopter, accompanied by a plane, was en route to an airport in southeastern Montana. The pilot of the plane that was traveling with the R-44 reported that he lost sight of the helicopter. During the time the pilot lost sight of the R-44, an eyewitness who was on the ground said she saw something fall from the chopper as it descended, then attempted to climb. In their preliminary findings, the NTSB report points to an in-flight structural or component failure at low altitude as a potential key factor. With the longest U.S. government shutdown over, state officials in both Missouri and Illinois say they are working quickly to get full SNAP food benefits to millions of people, though it still could take up to a week for some to receive their delayed aid. More from KTRS's Steve Potter.
The federal food program serves about 42 million people nationally, about 1 in 8 Americans in lower-income households. They receive an average of around $190 monthly per person, though that doesn't necessarily cover the full cost of groceries for a regular month. The Illinois Department of Human Services, which previously issued partial November benefits, said on Thursday that it's working to restore full SNAP benefits, but that won't happen instantly, but hopefully, they say, by November 20th. Missouri's Department of Social Services, which issued partial SNAP payments this past Tuesday, says it's now waiting for further guidance from the USDA about how to issue the remaining November SNAP benefits, but they say they'll move quickly once it gets that. Steve Potter, KTRS News.
Boeing machinists are heading back to work. Yesterday, IAM union members voted to approve a new contract with Boeing, ending the 102-day strike. The new 5-year contract received 68% of the vote. It will increase the average annual pay for union members from $75,000 to $109,000 a year. It also includes a $6,000 ratification bonus. Illinois community colleges are among the top 200 institutions eligible for the National Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence. KTRS's Jill Enders has the story.
The $1 million Aspen Prize is the nation's signature recognition for America's community colleges. The prestigious award recognizes outstanding student outcomes, including retention, program completion, and bachelor's degree attainment. The Aspen Prize process requires eligible colleges to apply and participate in a rigorous multi-stage review. Now, over the coming 20 months, colleges participating will be evaluated based on outcomes data and evidence of scaled practices that drive improvements in student success. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. And Emerson Spinoff wants to go public. Copeland announced it has submitted a draft statement with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission as it eyes going public. The provider of heating, cooling, and refrigerator systems said the number of Class A shares to be offered and the price range for the proposed offering hasn't yet been determined. And this look at the markets is brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 a.m. Wall Street at the close today, Dow Jones down 310 points to 47,147. S&P 500 down 3 to 6,734. NASDAQ up 30 points to 22,900. Now let's check sports and traffic with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Sobey Mizzou football takes on Mississippi State in the home finale tomorrow in Columbia. Get a complete in-depth preview beginning tonight at 6 p.m. on the James Carlton State Farm Mizzou Game Plan Show. Game day coverage starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. here on the Big 550 KTRS. The Blues play back-to-back beginning tonight with the Philadelphia Flyers in town. The Note will host the Vegas Golden Knights at Enterprise Center on Saturday. And Jason Crow Jr. joined Tony Bryant and Aiden Chronister to sign their letter of intent to play their college basketball at Mizzou. This gives the Tigers the #1 recruiting class in 2026, according to ESPN. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. An accident on 64 West at Hanley is causing a stop-and-go back up to Kings Highway. 64 West is also crowded from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down at 170. 55 South is heavy from Gasconade to Germania. And there's road work on 64 West between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic jammed back to Route 4. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. KTRS weather. Tonight, clear, overnight low of 53. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high of 77. Cool down on Sunday, sunny, high of 59. But right now, it's a beautiful, clear 78 degrees. The time is 4:09. I'm Sobey Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines on a Friday, November 14th. Heidi on her vacation. She'll be back at some point. This is a long one. She'll be back not this upcoming Monday, but the one after that.
A lot of Americans retire there. She may just call in. Hey, amigos. Adios.
Yeah. Pura Vida. Talk to the sloth.
Talk to the sloth.
So you'll have Bob and I for
forever.
The rest of today and all of next week. But Did you know that this was a thing? In Las Vegas, the 35th annual Housekeeping Olympics were underway last week.
Never heard of it.
Teams are set up. They go to Michelob Arena, which is a pretty big arena outside of Mandalay Bay, 12,000 seat arena.
I've never been in that.
And they compete in bed making,
Tuck or
mopping,
no tuck?
vacuuming. These are competitions. It's put on by the International Environmental Housekeepers Association.
Made up, but go ahead.
They've been doing it for 35 years, and the
I'm not
pictures and video of this stuff is crazy. Watching people make beds in 30 seconds or less is pretty wild because it takes me forever to do it. But the vacuuming competitions, they judge on how many, they throw a bunch of confetti down, and they say how fast can you get all of it, and then how tightly can you coil the cord afterwards.
That's interesting.
They have a bunch of wet floor signs put up, and you have to slalom around the wet floor signs.
Come on.
So this is, you say come on, but 35th annual. This thing's been going on for a while. So next time you decide you want to go out to the desert and do a little gambling and have a trip to Vegas, make sure you do it in early November and catch the 36th annual.
I'll be sure and do that.
Housekeeping Olympics. Watch the videos on the bed making. It's pretty wild.
Well, the feds have busted 14 in Mafia Online college sports betting ring.
Oh, boy.
They've indicted 14 so far.
We saw this. We just talked about the sports gambling with Brad Garrett from ABC, and then this thing came up yesterday.
It's a sprawling, I'm reading from the text here from The Independent, a sprawling illegal sports betting network with ties to the Lucchese crime family. So this is Godfather stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. Between 2022 and 2024, investigators allege the operation handled roughly $2 million in gambling transactions. Once things open up here legally, that'll be a drop in the bucket, don't you think?
Yeah.
It'll be nothing.
I can't believe
that'll
that.
be daily.
I want to keep seeing. I think there's going to be more of these. Now the appetite to catch these guys.
Yeah, my point is that they've done all this and bring in $2 million. That'll be nothing compared to the legal stuff. But here's what I wanted to bring up about this. I think it's fantastic. The center of the network was 55-year-old Little Joe Perna.
Oh,
he was a suspected soldier in the Lucchese crime family.
I knew Little Joe.
Little Joe. Well, did you know his 25-year-old son, Junior Perna?
Never heard of him.
Junior is involved. Also, Anthony Perna, 23 years old, and his stepson, Frankie Zito. Hey, Frankie. Which one? Zito. Oh, yeah, I know Frankie.
Yeah, I never met him.
Also, Dominic Perna and Michael Cita.
This is right out of...
And two of their wives.
Goodfellas.
2 wives involved.
Oh, their wives, too.
Kimmy Zito and Rosanna Magno.
Yeah. Here, hold this. Honey, hide this for me.
So, I am just going to keep reporting this story as things develop just so I can say their names.
Yeah. All right. The Italian Mafia is in gambling. Stop the presses.
I don't want it by the schoolyards.
It is November 14th. It's a Friday. Those are our headlines. Coming up next, Mike Ward with Ward on Wine.
Mama's on the Hill is the legendary birthplace of the Toasted Rav, and Mama's is the premier family restaurant on the Hill. Make a reservation online at mamasonthehill.com.
Schrader Funeral Homes and Crematory, St. Louis's oldest family-owned funeral home, offering complete funeral, burial, and cremation services, including an on-site reception center and crematory. 150 years of serving St. Louis families. Visit them at schrader.com.
Michael's Baths, operated by Michael Gower and his daughter Melody. If you want a bathroom remodel, Michael's Baths will give you a free quote. Walk-in showers that all look like natural stone, maybe some grab bars, whatever you need. All they use are American-made products, so you're not at the mercy of any tariff increases. Right now, get a free shower door or $500 off a bathroom remodel. Michael's Baths, 636-775-0800, or online at michaelsbaths.com.
Prestige Pools and Spas is St. Louis's most award-winning pool company, family-owned for over 40 years. Their in-ground pool, swim spa, and hot tub experts can make your dreams a reality. Get a tremendous deal on hot tub and swim spa display models with full warranties while supplies last. Veterans always receive 10% off any in-store retail purchase. Visit their showroom on Watson Road in Sunset Hills or online at prestigepoolsandspas.com. Prestige Pools and Spas proudly salutes and honors all our veterans who have served our nation to protect our freedoms.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Boges, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne-Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemariestudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemariestudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne-Marie Design Studio.
'Tis the season. Attending a fun Christmas party this year or just wanting to add some fun to a party? Are you or your children participating in a Christmas play? Stop in Johnny Brock's Party Warehouse for everything you need to have a fun holiday celebration.
Johnny Brock's carries ugly Christmas sweaters ranging from nice to naughty, Oppo suits and holiday prints, Elf on the Shelf, Buddy the Elf, The Grinch, A Christmas Story costumes, cute, crazy fun hats, scarves, silly socks, tutus, home angel wings, and more. Make sure to stop in today for your party supplies or Mr. and Mrs. Claus costumes.
That's Johnny Brock's, located at 44 and Jefferson.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling, and they looked inside the ceiling and said, "What is the phone number to Michael Baldy?" If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need an electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right. It's Heidi's favorite segment of the week. She's gone, though, so it's our turn to play in the sandbox, and it's Ward on Wine. And Mike Ward is here joining us. And frankly, you're going to come in the week of Thanksgiving and give us kind of a primer on what goes with what. But our friends over at Black Stallion Winery and Coppola Winery have brought in some wines to kind of help us pick out. It's 2 weeks away, right?
It's the greatest wine pairing event of the whole year. This is the dinner. This is my Super Bowl. Thanksgiving is the best.
Really?
Isn't that?
Yeah.
But that's true. The Super Bowl is a football game. Christmas is getting together with family and the tree and the presents. Thanksgiving is dinner.
Yeah,
It's
That's
the
a
meal.
great point. That's
Yeah.
a great point because we're always talking. Hey, when people are coming over, they're hitting the wine bottle. They're opening the wine right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's important to make sure, that the wine pairs with the food. And think of it, it's a meal where you've got not one thing you're eating.
Mizzou football.
Oh.
With some side dishes.
Yeah, Mizzou football as well.
Well,
Make you drink.
Even makes, but you have dozens of things maybe, and people bringing things that you don't know how they prepared it, and and dessert. So it is a pretty intense type of meal.
And if you're like us, you've got breakfast early in the morning when mom starts at 8.
I have a wine for that.
You've got appetizers
wine for that.
go out. You've got the dinner that comes out at 2:00. That's when we normally eat. So it's an all-day thing, and like you say, it's all different kinds of stuff.
In fact, I think that should be your new tagline. Mike Ward, he's got a wine for that.
I'm going to use that.
I think you
trademark
should.
That?
Yes, you can. And you talk about all day. Ours is longer because we don't usually eat till around 4 or 5 o'clock, and so but there's stuff out to graze on all day, and so matching that stuff is interesting.
Yeah, and the first thing people can do is you think, oh, well, should I have a white wine or should I have a red wine? Yes, of course, have both. If you have enough glasses and you can improvise on glassware, that's fine. But have options open on the table. This is not a meal for one single wine. Certainly not one bottle of wine. You can have some options. And it's also fun for me because I like helping people get their pairings right.
Yeah.
Especially for those, I seem to find a lot of people that say, oh, I was invited over somewhere and they told me get some wine. And I have no idea what to get. And that's really an unfair thing to do to
I never thought of
somebody,
it, but yeah.
That happens a lot because I'm out in stores helping people make their choices. And I get a lot of people like, I have no time. Can you help me? What should I do? And I can direct you right towards it and make it easy.
All right. So what have we got today? You're going to be out. We'll tell everybody where you're going to be in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The next couple of weekends.
You can come and find me in the stores, and I can help you.
Well, you told me you're going to get into but you told me that some wines, bolder wines, are not typically good for Thanksgiving dinners, and that's how you arrived at these opportunities.
Well, and Heidi's favorite wine is Cabernet Sauvignon, and a lot of people's favorite, and it's okay. It's not going to be the first wine I would tell you to put on the table because it's going to overpower the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, and probably half the meal, maybe even more. Might go with the cranberry sauce. Okay, those cans.
Yeah, it still looks like the can on there. Yeah,
but
that's the way I eat it.
Yeah. But it's a great wine. But if you really want to pair it correctly, it's maybe not your first choice, but
you want to enhance the food, not overpower it.
Yeah, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir are good standard. I've got the two from Black Stallion Winery. They are good standard choices, easy choices for just about everything on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have these open. People can. If they just have one glass, that's fine. You can try a little bit of the white wine, then try a little bit of the red as you're eating. That's what I would recommend. And you're not going to, you're going to have wines that match just about anything and what people are bringing.
So give us the rule of thumb again when it comes to red versus white. Heavy, saucy, red sauce. What do you drink? Something fish. White sauce, what do you drink? Is it still pretty standard? If the food's white, you drink white wine, and if the food's dark, you drink red wine?
First thing I'm going to tell everybody is drink what you like. That's
Okay.
first.
All right.
Because I like to match people with wine and tell you there's probably some good food pairings, but if you like a certain wine, if you only drink sweet wine, don't let anybody intimidate you into not doing that. Now, the pairing might not be perfect, but drink the wine that you like. But yes, in general, white wines would pair with seafood and red wines would pair with meat dishes. And then there's some crossovers as well.
So turkey
Yeah, it's white meat.
That's white meat.
Yeah.
So is that in the middle?
Yeah, I would do a white or a red with it, and you're okay with that. And think about, you're going to do gravy, but maybe some people are you preparing it in a different way, or smoked turkey, or putting it in a fryer, or a certain type of sauce or rub, and that's going to determine a little bit different for your pairing.
And then you go over to the little the pot of the yams or the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. I mean, that's a completely different flavor profile.
Can be.
So, it's, do I have two glasses in front of me? And then I take a sip out of this, and then when I take a bite of that, I take a sip out of this?
I mean, that's what I would require at my house.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Sure.
We have a white and a red open, And also, two quick things. The Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, perfect matches. Serve them at the same temperature. So they're both served at about 50 degrees.
Okay.
So chilled but not cold.
Chilled but not cold. Put that red and the Pinot in their fridge for a while. Take the Chardonnay out for a while. You don't want it super cold. And then, the thing I always say is somebody at your table might like a sweet wine, so please have something available. Delicato Wines also has the Schmidt-Sona wines, the Relax Riesling, which is a good semi-sweet that you can have available for somebody that wants wine, but they only drink something sweet. Is it the perfect pairing? It may not be perfect, but it's going to work with just about everything.
All right. So what else you got over there?
So we should talk about the beginning, and that's the Coppola Prosecco. Because you have to start things off, and Prosecco, lightly sparkling, is a great way to greet everyone.
So it's like your appetizer wine.
It is. Now we got a third glass, but that's okay. But it's bubbles, it's a sparkling wine, and that's going to be good for your palate to get you ready for all the food that you're going to eat.
And is Prosecco a little sweeter? Because I know a lot of people don't like champagne because it's a little dry, and just people are like, I don't really like champagne. Prosecco is different, though.
Yeah, so in those cases, Prosecco fits the bill perfectly. It's definitely not sweet. It's fruity, light. It is it's drier than, say, a Moscato, which would be a dessert wine. So just thinking, bubbles, I'll just grab this Moscato. That's not the right choice. For the beginning of the meal, Prosecco is the right choice. Coppola Prosecco, by law, Prosecco has to come from Italy. So most of the Coppola wines are from California, but their Prosecco has to come by law from Italy.
Is Prosecco Italy's version of champagne?
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's its own thing. They do make versions of champagne in Italy, but that's not what Prosecco is.
When Italians have weddings, which last all night long, and there's tons of food there, go to an Italian wedding if you ever had the opportunity. Do they toast with Prosecco?
They might, or I'm going to throw you off a little bit. There's a great sparkling wine from a place called Franciacorta, which is just outside of Milan and near where the Olympics are going to be. They're probably going to be toasting with this, maybe at the Olympics, and that is a fully sparkling, made in the same method as champagne Italian wine. It's amazing.
What's the name of it?
Franciacorta.
Franciacorta. Okay.
And then if you go east of there, a few hours close to Venice, that's where the Prosecco's made.
Ah, okay.
All right. So we've got our Thanksgiving dinner all laid out. We need to know what to drink with it. Ward on Wine is here to help us, and there's a couple of events that we can come out and see him in person and talk to him and try to figure out what we should have on our table. We'll tell you where you can find Mike Ward after traffic. Captain Paul Kopsky in the KTRS Traffic Center.
Josh, a stalled vehicle is blocking the right lane of 55 South at Germania with a stop and go back up to Potomac. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 East bogs down at 170. And there's road work on 64 West between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic jammed back to Route 4. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, what should you have on your table for this Thanksgiving? Well, a Black Stallion Pinot Noir, a Black Stallion Chardonnay. You get your red and your white, and both are pretty good, even keel wines. They're not too bold. They're not going to overwhelm the food. They're going to pair perfectly with the food. And when your guests walk in, hand them a glass of the Coppola Prosecco. Francis Ford Coppola does wine, and he does a really good Prosecco as well. So there's your three. And, Mike, if we have any further questions, where can we find you coming up?
Mike at wardonwine.com for an email. And you're going to need that because I want you to know where I'll be and where some of Mary, my wife Mary's best people will be to help you. Delicato Wines, who owns Black Stallion, has dozens of other wines at all different price points. So we can fit any budget, and we can just make it really easy for you and basically just pull this wine and say, this will pair, and put it in your basket, and you're ready to go. We're at places like the De Pere Schnucks, centrally located, Richmond Heights, Ladue. We're down in Arsenal in Hampton Village. So we're trying to get to as many stores as we can. If any of those stores are reasonably close, just come and see us. We're there the 22nd, which is a Saturday, or Tuesday the 25th, hours like noon to 3 or 3 to 6. And you can get all this information on the Ward on Wine Facebook page. You can also email me, Mike at wardonwine.com. I can help you. If these places are even close to you, make a little turn and drive that extra mile to get to us so we can help you. And you can tell us, hey, we're not doing turkey. We're doing something different. I'm doing beef tenderloin. Okay, we can help you with that. So alternate meals. I'm doing Asian cuisine. You know, you're throwing out the traditional. We have wines for everything. So it's not just the traditional
Turkey.
meal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we've heard from our friend Kenneth C. Davis, historian, that the first Thanksgiving had lobster at it. You got to imagine they're up there in,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Of course, lobster's going to be on the menu.
You know, people still do that. And when I'm working, I usually work at the De Pere locations, nice centrally located. And I do see people with, crab legs or, some kind of shellfish or lobster in
That's
their
a
cart.
cool idea.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea for sure.
Sure.
And what do they do? People put oysters in their stuffing sometimes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty wild. So
Yeah.
you can find the Ward on Wine crew next Saturday at the Richmond Heights, Ladue, and De Pere Schnucks. And then on Tuesday, the 25th, you can find them Ladue, Arsenal, Hampton Village, Richmond Heights, and De Pere. You can find them all over the place, and you can find them at
the Ward on Wine Facebook page. Email me, and if you can't get to some of these places, if you're out in St. Charles County, Wentzville, just email me, and I'll help you with your wine selections.
Awesome.
Because you're going to be going to a Schnucks or Deerbergs or something like that, so we'll help you out with those choices. If you're bringing something as a gift and you tell me a price point, and I can help you.
Yeah, and especially if you're at the store with them, walk on over.
Right.
Hand them the bottle yourself. So the Black Stallion Pinot Noir, the Black Stallion Chardonnay, and the Coppola Prosecco, those are the recommendations for Thanksgiving. Mike, Ward on Wine, thank you so much.
Thanks. Cheers.
Gelmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Gelmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Do you know why right now is the absolute best time to book your new patio or deck with my friends at Outdoor Living? Aside from being the best in town, these guys are really smart. They pay attention to market conditions, and they've stocked up on patio and deck supplies, including steel, all before these tariffs kicked in. So while their competitors' pricing has gone through the roof, prices have never been better at Outdoor Living. Now is the best time to call and book your summer job. Not to mention, these same competitors have sold out to large conglomerates and hedge funds. Pat Leahy and his team remain locally owned and operated, providing the best pricing and the best service in town. So, looking for a new deck or a new fence or anything outdoor? Outdoor Living, 314-966-DECK. That's 314-966-DECK. Or check them out online, Outdoor Living Inc., or check out their great showroom, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with. And also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. As you know, we sell a lot of classic, luxury, and performance vehicles. Unfortunately, there's no factory for pre-owned ones. These are hard to source, so I'm always on the hunt. You have a pristine classic, collectible, or even interesting modern vehicle? If it has low miles and in perfect shape, I want to buy it. I love Corvettes, Porsches, Vipers, V-Series Cadillacs, and anything unique as long as it's in excellent condition. I'll do some great trading too if you're done with your current vehicle and ready for something new and exciting. We have very attractive financing options for just about any situation too. Buying, selling, trading, just hop on our site, pick out your dream car, or submit your current dream car for us to buy.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
Tune in Mondays to the Frank and Jill Show for Success St. Louis Style as they feature a St. Louis and making a difference in our community. Brought to you by the St. Louis Chess Club.
Building champions in the classroom and the community. Online at stlouischessclub.org.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Did you guys see the story of the 36-year-old man in Hamilton, Ontario, that's right outside of Toronto? Stole a bus, hijacked a city bus around 9 p.m. and drove around for 15 minutes while making all the stops.
He's Batman. You're Batman.
I knew you'd like.
And now I'm driving the bus.
You're making all the stops?
You know what this reminded me of?
The Seinfeld episode?
No, beyond that. I don't know if you saw this one. I don't know when this happened, but it came back up again today. So this woman in Florida who got arrested because she went into a hospital and kind of portrayed herself as a nurse. But for so long that she was just like working at the hospital as a nurse. And when they went to go give her a promotion, they found out she wasn't in the system.
Oh, no.
She was so good they were going to promote her?
But so that's what I mean. I was like, clearly you're good enough to be a nurse. Maybe we should just let you be a nurse. Like,
oh, that's funny.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
It's like, what was the scam here? I'm like talented and hardworking enough to be a good nurse, so you pay me. It's like, that's not really a scam. That's just you got a job.
We'd like to give you a raise. No, don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Just let me keep working here for some reason. The spokesperson said passengers initially didn't realize he wasn't the actual driver because he was making regular stops for 10 or so passengers to board and exit. But he did make a wrong turn, and one passenger gave him directions to say, hey, buddy, the route's that way.
Hey, is this your first day?
Yeah.
The route's this way.
Sorry, I'm new. I'm new here. The spokesperson says it's comical, but at the same time, it's very serious. We're thankful nobody was hurt.
Yeah, they don't want to get sued.
Again, we are all laughing, but, is a random person stealing the bus. Okay, 80% of us miss the simpler times. Study of 2,000, poll, I should say, of 2,000 people. 80% say they miss a simpler time. Specifically, when TVs had 4 channels. They miss simpler times where people called each other on the phone rather than texts. Tell me if you guys want to jump on this. Chatting with retail clerks rather than shopping online. Getting milk delivery to the house.
We did that for a while with Oberweis.
And you had it would show up every morning?
Well, no, it came. It was a little luxury for mainly my youngest boy, who loved the Oberweis chocolate milk.
Oh, the chocolate milk.
And they'd bring it, I think, every 10 days, every 2 weeks, something like that, would drop it off.
And would it be in like a cold sack or?
A cooler.
In a cooler.
They gave us a cooler that was on our porch.
Right on the front porch.
Yeah, Oberweis cooler.
They still do milk delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. 84126. Does anybody remember milk delivery, and do they still get it?
What was the benefit of the milk delivery?
So, I mean, was it daily?
It was just what they did.
Was it daily? Did people drink that much milk back then?
That's Amy Egan, head women's basketball coach at Lindenwood University.
Just walked by here.
Just had a big victory last night. I did that game. That is kind of weird. I guess all the stars come out to the Big 550.
Well, they come out to
the
see
Drunken
us.
Fish.
Yeah, they go to the Drunken Fish.
There's that.
Yeah.
And the Funny Bone Comedy Club.
Yeah, so at our old house in Maplewood, when I was little, we got milk delivered. Now, when it became more of a thing to get at the grocery store, that's an interesting thought, Connor. I don't know. Is it just, it's the way we always did it. Is that the only reason? I don't know.
Could you request the milk delivery for it to be 2% or whole or skim, or was it all just...
I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, milk is milk. You know, we have one kind.
I think it probably was all whole then.
We've got one kind, milk.
What kind do you want? Milk. Good. That's what we have.
Can I get some oat milk? My wife asked me to get oat milk at the store the other day. I forgot.
Oats don't make milk. It's oat juice.
Can you milk an almond?
No.
Almond juice, but they don't want to hear that.
No, it's almond water. It's oat water. I don't know how they do it.
Well, they put some flavoring in it.
Yeah.
28% of people miss renting VHS tapes.
Why?
Oh, I don't.
Why would you miss that?
And up until recently, is the red box still a thing? Can you still go up to the red box?
There used to be one at our Deerbergs. I think it's gone, though, but I'm not positive.
Where's your DVD player right now, Bob Ramsey?
Under the TV.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Connor, you have one?
Redbox currently in bankruptcy filings.
Jeez.
No, in fact, it's funny. My daughter had bought some Criterion Collection DVDs. I go, well, that's weird. Why'd you get that? She goes, I'm going to be prepared when the grid goes down.
Oh, sure. The grid's going to go down, but the electricity.
How are you going to pull? Which grid is going down?
Well, we'll get a monkey on a
Just
bicycle.
half of the grid. Okay.
There's some hamsters on a wheel.
Yeah. She's probably wanting me to go get a generator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dad, can we go shopping?
Just for DVDs.
For a Generac? I'll tell you what, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., the Walter Knoll 550 yard sale. People sell generators on that show
Do they really?
all the time.
Like working?
There was a guy that was like, I've got 2 of them. I'm going to sell one. You pick. I'll keep the other one.
Wow.
I've always felt like I want one.
I do
a generator?
Oh, in the exact moment the power goes out, I'm like,
I should have got it.
This should have been a generator kind of moment. I should have gotten the generator.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this because all of our friends up in North City in May with the tornado, people in North County always seem to have trouble when storms blow through getting their power back on. I don't think I've ever had an issue with the power being out.
What?
What do you mean?
It's never gone out?
It's gone out, but it's always come back on within, an hour or two.
Oh, no.
Or immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been days without power.
Oh, we have several times.
I think I've probably gone about...
I'm in my mid-40s. I don't remember ever going days without power.
Probably gone like about a day and a half. But even that, it's a lot. So
it is a lot. We've gone 2 or 3 days.
We're up in Florissant.
We live kind of out in the country, not quite the country, but rural-ish, rural adjacent, and the lines will go down with a heavy storm. Tree branches hit the lines and all that kind of stuff. We've been out a few days before.
I live in St. Charles now. I've never gone multiple hours.
Yeah, but you're in a modern community. And I would, despite what we think of the bills, I think Ameren does a pretty darn good job in restoring power.
I think they do too.
And
that's the whole point of my. They always get it back up and running.
They got to get the data centers back up and running.
Yeah. They come up. They come back online first.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone on their website when the power's out?
Oh, see the outage map.
See the outage map, and then they'll send you messages telling you when they expect it to go back on. That's really good stuff.
It is. I've only done it here at work when we were on the air and trying to let people know when there's power is going to be back on. Because again, Bob, I'll say it one more time. I've never had an issue with the power going out.
You just jinxed it.
Knock on wood. My wife's going to be, why'd you say that? It's day 5. It's Lord of the Flies just at my house alone, though. We'll go to a commercial break. We'll do traffic, and coming back, Alex Stone is going to join us. Wonder if he misses going to get VHS tapes.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have 2 locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple screws. The advice is always free. And the one thing about Schnarr's Hardware that every single family hardware store used to have, and that is the smell. It smells like a hardware store. It's got the selection. I don't know how they do it. It's a small store, but they got everything you ever need. They got the paint. They got paint matching. They've got big green eggs. They've got screws and nails and everything a hardware store should have. Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations, 1 great hardware store. Schnarr's Hardware, we'll see you there.
Kick off football season like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circa Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Royal Banks of Missouri is proudly reinvesting in its hometown of University City. Their new branch at 8550 Olive Boulevard is now open to serve you. Visit their team in University City to discover how they can help you refresh your finances and invest in your future today. Call 314-212-1500 or go to royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a simple, clean, budget-friendly, no surprises, no gimmicks remodel of your bathroom? Michael's Baths is who you call. Right now, when you call Michael's Baths at 636-775-0800, you'll get an estimate that's 30 to 50% less of everybody else, and they'll throw in a free shower door or $500 off a bath remodel. Michael's Baths, for 30-plus years, guaranteed happiness. michaelsbaths.com.
Navigating to and through retirement doesn't have to be complex. Listen to What Retirement Means to You with Jerry Means. Sunday mornings at 10 on KTRS, The Talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's check in with Alex Stone here in just a second. But first, the roads with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Josh, the latest is an accident on northbound 270 before Olive with a stop and go back up to Manchester. Estimated clearance time is 5:30. A stalled vehicle is blocking the right lane of 55 south at Germania with a stop and go back up to Potomac. Estimated clearance time there is 5 o'clock. 64 west is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. 64 east bogs down at 170, and there's road work on 64 west between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic jammed back to Route 4. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, I told you guys we're going to talk next hour to the VP of Training, Air Traffic Controllers. Yeah, there's a academy in Oklahoma City for air traffic controllers, but 8 colleges across the United States also train air traffic controllers, and one of them is in Queens. So we'll talk to Dominic Proscia next hour. But speaking of the air traffic controllers, they're getting paid again. Alex Stone from ABC.
They are, yeah. And flight cancellations are trending in the right direction because of it. They're down considerably today, but much of that is because the air traffic controllers are fully back on the job. And they got paychecks today. It's not their full amount, 70% or more, but it's mostly around 70% of their income from the last number of weeks to the beginning of October now in their bank accounts while the government was shut down. And the rest will come in the next few weeks. And Sean Duffy, Transportation Secretary, saying this is how it works.
They'll get 70% of their back pay. So very quickly, they're going to get money in their bank accounts.
But that doesn't mean everything is back to normal because of those flight cuts that are still in effect until the airlines are allowed to go back onto a regular schedule. So you remember last week they started at 4% of flights cut. It went up to 6% on Monday. It was heading to 10%, but then when the budget deal, when the shutdown was over, then they froze it where it was. Just about an hour ago, the FAA announced they're going to go down to 3% this weekend while they get ramped back up. So it's not over and done yet. There's still hundreds of flights today, about 635 that have been canceled and about 2,500 that are delayed. And all of that is leftover lingering effects of the shutdown. And then hopefully by the end of the weekend, they can get rid of that limit and let everybody, let all the airlines fly whatever they want to fly again. Mary Logan is flying, says it looks pretty good today.
Flown from Miami to D.C. 3 times in the past 3.5 weeks, and we had no cancellation in Miami. Got up here. Today it's a 45-minute delay, but that's nothing compared to what a lot of people have been through.
And there are a lot of delays today because there's bad weather as well on the West Coast. So San Francisco's a major United hub, and Vegas has weather, L.A. has weather, Seattle has weather. So all that's coming into play. But Chicago, Atlanta, Newark, Dallas, Seattle, and Denver are the most heavily impacted airports today with canceled flights. And SkyWest and Southwest have the most canceled flights airline-wise. But, guys, things are looking, at least numbers-wise, better. That those flights that did go yesterday, we don't have today's numbers yet, but yesterday, 86% of flights were on time yesterday, which is a better number than even before the shutdown. Yeah, they've got fewer planes that are in the air because the numbers are lighter, but still, it's a pretty good number. And then the TSA officers are getting, and air traffic controllers will, those $10,000 checks if they didn't call in sick to reward them for working through the entire thing. And by the way, the president had talked about trying to dock the pay or penalize those air traffic controllers that did call in sick and said they couldn't come in when they weren't getting paid, which they're not doing. They're getting paid. They're getting their back pay. There's actually a law that President Trump signed in 2019 mandating that government workers get their back pay from a shutdown. So he would have gone against his own law if he would have done that, and he's not doing that.
So, Alex, 10 days, 2 weeks, holiday traveling begins. So it sounds like we should all feel pretty good about our holiday flights.
Yeah, it's going to take some time to get everything back on track, and that's why they're not going back to a 0% cap on flights right now, but they're staying at 3% have to be canceled. That's going to give the airlines time to get flights back on the schedule because they already pre-canceled a lot of them going into this weekend.
Oh.
So, if you canceled 6% of your flights for today, tomorrow, and Sunday, let's say you're going St. Louis to New York, you don't want to all of a sudden be like, nope, never mind, it's back on again, because nobody's going to book that. There's not going to be anybody on it. So
Gotcha.
They'll give them the number that, okay, you can go back to normal. Let's say they're hoping right now Monday. And so then they can leave those on the schedule that they have not already canceled.
All right, Alex, and then are they expecting a record for this holiday season, this Thanksgiving?
I haven't seen numbers yet. Typically, they do. I feel like every holiday that comes around that they end up saying it's going to be an all-time record. This year, maybe this is going to play a role. There were a lot of people. I know we had some sound from people a couple of days ago saying that they were deciding not to travel this Thanksgiving because they didn't know what the impact of the shutdown was going to be. The economy is also in a place where airlines say they're seeing a little bit of a slowdown in people who are willing to spend money. So we'll see, but it very well could be a record. I just don't know.
And it's always one of those things. The airlines are like, we're not making enough money. And then they always say, oh, record flights.
Yes, but we've never seen this many people flying before.
Busier than ever. All right, Alex, speaking of the holidays, what time do you eat Thanksgiving dinner?
We normally do like 4:30 or 5.
Okay, that's what Bob does. We're 2 o'clock in the afternoon kind of people.
Well, that's not dinner. That's Thanksgiving lunch.
And then that way I can have leftovers later that night.
That is true. I thought you were going to tell me 4:30 or 5 was way too early, but you're going way early.
No.
I always have to work, so it's a thing of kind of when I get home, which makes me miss the pandemic when I could work from home. Now it's like once I can drive home, then all the family that's coming to town, I'm like, okay, now you guys can eat dinner. Alex is here, so let's go.
Don't we always see, ABC will show that picture of the traffic on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that's always on the
in
Wednesday
LA
night beforehand. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just a sea of lights. It's one
this
of the
year
worst
I'll wave
things.
to you while I'm sitting in that.
Yeah, well, I always look at the picture. And then will you be putting up the Christmas decorations this weekend?
Not this weekend. We usually do after Thanksgiving. So
See,
we'll do
Alex
like
is
the weekend after
normal.
Thanksgiving.
Alex is normal, like me.
Alex, out in L.A., did people have milk delivered to their houses back in the day?
I don't think. I mean, maybe back in the day they did, but not now.
Not anymore.
It would go bad very quickly now.
I would
in the heat
imagine.
of LA.
Sitting in that Southern California sun. Alex Stone, have a great weekend.
That was random, by the way, the milk question. I'm sure that goes back to something you were
It
talking
came
about
up
before.
earlier in the
Call
show.
back.
Yeah.
All right, bye, guys.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts, it's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action, and together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen.
President Trump has moved to lift tariffs on beef, coffee, and tropical fruit. Voters in recent elections cited the economy and higher inflation and cost of living at the top of their concerns. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more on the new data.
We see it down every aisle. We're paying more for just about everything, and it's been that way for quite some time. Overall, grocery prices are up 1.4% since January when President Trump took office. They are up 2.7% from the same time a year ago. Nearly every category has seen a rise in prices. There are some areas of relief. Eggs, namely, sort of stick out. They were at a record high. They've come down since President Trump has been in office.
President Trump, in a social media post today, called on his Justice Department to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement in relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, and other notable Democrats. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she's assigned a prosecutor to the case, but the probe comes as the House is set to vote on a bipartisan resolution to compel the DOJ to release its findings of the investigation into the convicted sex offender before he died by suicide awaiting trial. Here's ABC's Catherine Falders.
It does raise the question why the White House and the Justice Department are being so hesitant to release all of the other files that are in the Department of Justice possession, if they really do think that none of these files in this separate tranche of documents show that the president did nothing wrong, as the White House would say.
The family of Virginia Giuffre and 20 of Epstein's survivors are sending a written letter to Congress urging them to vote yes to release the full Epstein files, saying in part there is no middle ground here, there is no hiding behind party affiliation. Police in Oakland, California say John Beam, the legendary coach and athletic director shot at Laney College yesterday, has died from his injuries. A suspect is in custody. Police say it appears to be a targeted shooting, but the motive is still unknown. You're listening to ABC News.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
We've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. A 19-year-old man accused of fatally shooting a man in front of 3 children in South St. Louis now faces charges. Elijah Curtis is charged with first-degree murder and endangering the welfare of a child in the death of 63-year-old Russell Marcoulier. Police say Curtis allegedly shot Marcoulier on November 1st inside of a home in the 7100 block of Alabama because he thought he stole $20 from him. The shooting happened in the presence of 3 children, ages 3, 5, and 6. Arguments in a second lawsuit challenging Missouri's new congressional map are being delayed. A Cole County judge was scheduled to hear arguments in the lawsuit yesterday, but a new political action committee funded by the National Republican Party was granted a judge change. The lawsuit will determine whether or not the Missouri First map will appear on the 2026 ballot, and arguments will now take place on November 21st. 15 community members will join the St. Louis Tornado Recovery Advisory Committee. KTRS's Jill Enders reports.
This morning, St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer announced the names of the community members to serve on the committee, aimed at helping ensure that the direction set for the city's tornado recovery efforts is shaped by community members. They were selected from a pool of 82 applicants. Now the committee will hold their first meeting tomorrow. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Boeing machinists are heading back to work. Yesterday, IAM union members voted to approve a new contract with Boeing, ending a 102-day strike. The new 5-year contract received 68% of the vote. It will increase the average annual pay for union members from $75,000 to $109,000 a year. It also includes a $6,000 ratification bonus. And this look at the markets is brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Wall Street at the close today, Dow Jones down 310 points to 47,147. S&P 500 down 3 to 6,734. NASDAQ up 30 points to 22,900. Time now to check sports and traffic with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Sobey Mizzou football takes on Mississippi State in the home finale tomorrow in Columbia. Get a complete in-depth preview beginning tonight at 6 p.m. on the James Carlton State Farm Mizzou Game Plan Show. Game day coverage starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. here on the Big 550 KTRS. The Blues play back-to-back beginning tonight with the Philadelphia Flyers in town. The Note will host the Vegas Golden Knights at Enterprise Center on Saturday. And the MLS is adopting a summer to spring schedule format that will begin in 2027. The change will help the league conform to the global soccer calendar. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The latest is a crash on 70 West at Shreve with a stop-and-go back up to North Broadway. An accident on northbound 270 before Olive is causing a stop-and-go jam back to Manchester. Estimated clearance time is 5:30. 55 South is heavy from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. Eastbound 64 bogs down at 170. And there's road work on 64 West between Illinois 158 and Greenmount with one lane closed. That has traffic jammed back to Route 4. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. KTRS weather. Clear tonight, overnight low of 53. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high of 77. Cool down on Sunday, sunny, high of 59. But right now we have a very pleasant 75 degrees. The time is 5:07. I'm Sobey Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts, it's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.